Hi, it is Jazz here, and thank you so much for joining me for a Pilates stretch. You can never stretch enough, so hopefully you will reap the benefits out of these movements. And just remember, with a stretch, there should never be any pain, but there will be some bit of mild discomfort. Okay, let's get started. So come into a seated position. Extend those legs out in front of you. Point the toes towards the nose. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, we're going to reach out in front, reach as far as you comfortably can, and feel that stretch at the back of the legs. So try and keep those knees nice and soft. Really pull those toes towards you and feel the stretch at the back of the legs, into those hamstrings, into those calves. Good, we're just going to hold there and breathe. As I say, it's not going to be the most comfortable, but your body will thank you for stretching. Okay, nice big inhale through the nose. On the exhale, let's just see whether we could increase that stretch. Can you reach just that little bit further? Really try and relax the backs of the legs. And then inhale. On the exhale, gently release. Good. Okay, bring the feet together. We're going to drop down the sides of the knees. We're going to hold that stretch there. We're opening up the hips. We're opening up the inner thigh and those groin muscles. Okay, so to increase that stretch, if you would like, you're going to inhale. On the exhale, you're going to lean forward into that stretch and try and drop down those knees. And as you do this, just see, is one knee able to get lower to the floor than the other? Which means one hip will be able to open up just a little bit more than the other, and that's okay. Good, hold that stretch there. Keep breathing. So always think, inhale through the nose and then exhale out through the mouth. Okay, nice big inhale. And then on the exhale, very, very gently, bring it back up. Good. Okay, extend one leg. Relax the other one as much as you can. We're going to go into a lower back stretch. So we're going to inhale. On the exhale, reach up and lean to the side. So reach as far as you comfortably can. And the main goal is you should be feeling it down that lower back there. What we call the QL, the quadratus lumboris, a quadrilateral shape for that lower back. Good. Hold it there so that you can find that stretch. If you want to increase it, bring the other arm up and over. Rather than looking down, because that turns into a hamstring stretch, you're going to look up towards the ceiling and really try and open up that lower back. Good. Remember to keep breathing. And then inhale. On the exhale, gently release. Good. Change it over. So sitting up nice and tall, nice big inhale. On the exhale, up and lean to the side. Reach as far as you comfortably can. Feel that stretch in that lower back. Same again, try and look up towards the ceiling. And then if you want, this free arm can come up and over. Same again, try and look up. Stretch out that lower back. Think inhale through the nose. And always exhale out through the mouth. And then inhale. On the exhale, very gently bring it up. Oh, fantastic. Good. Okay, come up into an all fours position. We're just going to go for a cat and cow stretch and stretch out those back muscles. So we're going to go inhale into your arch, bring your chin up, bring that tailbone away, And then tuck under the tailbone, chin to the chest, squeeze the core and round that back on an exhale. So inhale, chin up, tailbone away. Exhale, tailbone under, chin to the chest, squeeze that core. Let's go for 2 more of these. So we're stretching out all of those back muscles and just see what movement you've got there in that spine. And then last one. And release. Good. Okay, from there, we're going to come into child's pose. Bring those hands together. Feel those upper back muscles having a good old stretch. Reach your fingertips out as much as you can. And then let's walk both hands over to one side. Feel that stretch down the armpit. Inhale. On the exhale, walk the hands over to the other side. And then we're going to come back to centre. Reach the fingertips up as far as you comfortably can. And then inhale. On the exhale, have the hands shoulder width apart. We're then going to push ourselves forward. And we're going to try and open up the core. So really try and push away from the mat. And you should be feeling a stretch in those abdominal muscles there. So try and push away if you can. You're trying to separate the rib cage from the pelvis there. Feeling that stretch in the abdomen. Good. Keep hold. Stay strong. 3, 2, 1. And gently release. Good. Okay, come on to your backs. We're going to bring one knee over. And we're going to reach through and we're going to give the knees a hug, and you should be feeling that in the bottom cheek there. So draw the knees towards you. Feel that stretch. Good. Keep hold. Happy thoughts. Keep breathing. If you want to develop that into a hamstring stretch as well, you can extend the leg up towards the ceiling. Either keep where your hands are or you can reach above the knee. Draw the legs in towards the chest so it's a glute and hamstring stretch. Point the toes towards the nose as well, and you should be feeling that in the calf muscle too. And then inhale. On the exhale, let's bring it down, change onto the other side. So other knee across, reach through, draw the knees in towards the chest. Nice deep breaths. And then if you want, you can turn that into your hamstring stretch. So when you're ready, drawing that leg up towards the ceiling, either keep the hands where they are or above the knee. Bring those toes towards the nose, feeling that stretch in the calf muscles. Good, keep breathing. And then inhale. On the exhale, gently release. Okay, bring the arms out to the side. We're going to drop the knees down to the side, and then the head's going to look the opposite direction to the knees. And just hold that stretch there. You might feel it in the bottom cheek. You might feel it in your lower back. You might feel it in the chest, in the shoulder, in the armpit, wherever you need to feel that stretch. And then take a nice big inhale. On the exhale, let's bring the knees over to the other side. Bring that head to look the opposite direction to the knees. Try and sink into that mat. And then when you're ready, gently back to center. Okay, we're going to come up to a seated position. If you would like to roll like a ball, you are most welcome to. It can be quite a nice massage on the spine. So bring the knees in towards the chest. You're going to inhale, rock back, exhale, rock forward, and balance at the top there. So inhale, rock back, exhale, rock forward, and it's really quite nice on the spine. You've got to find that momentum, squeeze that core a little bit. 2 more. Inhale, rock back, exhale, forward. Last one. And then up to seated. Brilliant. Good. Okay, from there, tuck under those toes. We're going to start to restack the spine because it'll be nice to do a roll up. So tuck under those toes, feel that stretch at the back of the feet. Feel that stretch in the ankles. Take your time. Stretch into the calf muscles, hamstrings. And we're going to slowly roll it up. See how those glute muscles are feeling. Draw that core in ever so slightly. Head comes up. Very last. At the top there, take those hands behind. Open up the chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then inhale. On the exhale, round that back. Chin to the chest. Bring the hands together. Try and separate the shoulder blades. Feel that stretch in the upper back muscles. And then inhale. On the exhale, gently release. Good. Okay, from there, just bring that neck from side to side. Relax those shoulders. Just ease up that neck nice and slowly. 1 more either side. And then back to center. Chin to the chest. Feel that stretch at the back of the neck. If you want to increase it, place the hands on the head and relax those elbows. And inhale. On the exhale, gently back to center. Good. Place the fingertip on the side of the head there. We're just going to open up the side of that neck all the way into that shoulder. If you can, really extend those fingertips down towards the floor. Take some nice deep breaths. Last little bit. And then inhale. On the exhale, let's go on to the other side. So open up that side of the neck all the way into that shoulder. Keep breathing. And then inhale. On the exhale, let's come back to center. Brilliant. Reach up towards the ceiling. If you want to lean back a little where you can, and then drop those arms down to the side. Fantastic. Great. Thank you so much for joining me for a Pilates stretch. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more loosey-goosey, a little bit more stretched. I know stretching isn't always a favourite thing, but it is so beneficial to the body. So if you can continue to stretch throughout the week, then that will be amazing. Have a fantastic rest of the day and hopefully see you soon.